We are taking you into the news right now with the Fox 45 news feed. It's 11 a.m. The EPA is scolding Baltimore City over its handling of the E. coli water contamination last fall. The changes the group is calling for. The face of Baltimore's trauma center is calling the juvenile crime crisis in Baltimore a public health emergency. His take on crime and what needs to change. And Preakness Week is here. We're going to take you to Pimlico, where the final touches are being made ahead of Black-Eyed Susan Day. Fox 45 News Midday starts now.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News Midday.
Thank you for joining us for Fox 45 News Midday. I'm Patrice Sanders. Developing now, the EPA is coming down hard on Baltimore for its handling of the E. coli water contamination last fall. As Shannon Lilly reports, the agency is demanding action from the city. Shannon.
Well, as for what the EPA is demanding, we know that the city now just has 7 days to respond to the order that the EPA issued. And keep in mind that they issued that order yesterday. So really, the city just has 6 days to respond. Where they say the city went wrong, they say that the city did not comply with the Safe Water Drinking Act during that E. coli water contamination incident. And it also says that the city still has not fully complied with the 2010 order requiring the city to cover or treat its uncovered water reservoirs at Druid Lake and Ashburn. So not only does that order from the EPA require the city to respond to the agency and MDE within 7 days, they also now must conduct monthly monitoring and sampling of those two reservoirs, and they must. Now, this all comes after, you'll remember, a couple months ago, Fox 45 News published an investigation that revealed city leaders potentially misrepresented the response to the E. coli contamination and waited nearly 24 hours to issue a boil water advisory. Then, 2 weeks after that, the Maryland Department of Environment sent a letter to DPW saying the city violated federal and state public notice rules when it came to the E. coli contamination. Mayor Brandon Scott and DPW refuted the violation claims from the state at that time. We have reached out to the mayor's office to find out how they are responding to this EPA order. We have not heard back. Reporting, I'm Shannon Lilly, Fox 45 News.
In a city in crisis, two young people, a 21-year-old and an 18-year-old, are hurt in a double shooting. It happened overnight in North Baltimore. The shooting, just one of the more than 300 this year in Baltimore. And the sheer number of victims is putting pressure on Baltimore's hospitals. Shock Trauma's Dr. Thomas Scalia spoke to our Maxine Stryker about what he is calling a public health emergency.
Without shock trauma, where would Baltimore be? How much higher would the homicide count be every year?
A lot. Yeah.
More than 100?
Maybe. I mean, we'll see 700 or 800 gunshot wounds this year if the year continues along as it has. 100 is not out of the question.
And how crazy is it to think about that? What if you guys weren't here, you know?
It's, I think about that more than every once in a while. Including right now as I think about this young kid that we just finished taking care of.
Scalia says he almost didn't make the interview with us. He was in surgery after a young person came in with stab wounds. You can see the full interview at foxbaltimore.com. 11:04 now. Here's a look at today's top trending stories. Trending number one, we are just a month away from recreational marijuana being legal in Maryland. But before that happens, police in Baltimore County are preparing. They're observing the effects of marijuana and how that might impair a driver. Medical marijuana users volunteered to smoke at what is called a green lab and then perform sobriety tests.
So what we need to understand as officers is there is a level that's going to impair, but there's also a level that's not impairing.
Organizers say they hope the Green Lab will help both officers and users better understand how high is too high. Trending number two, there has been an arrest in last month's deadly subway push. 39-year-old Joseph White was arrested in New York City on charges of first-degree murder. Investigators say White pushed 28-year-old Christopher Foster onto the subway tracks at the Shot Tower station. Foster was then electrocuted by the third rail. Trending number 3, Maryland officially ranks the 9th state in the country for the highest rates of employees who resign from their current jobs. That is according to a report released by Wallet Hub. Experts say employers need to make changes in order to keep their workers satisfied, including accommodating remote work, flexible hours, and higher wages. Trending number 4, happening today, the Bromo Arts District is hosting the 5th Bromo Art Walk. The Art Stroll celebrates local Baltimore artists. The schedule includes artistic performances, exhibits, and open studios. And restaurants in that area will also be participating in promotional discounts. The walk will take place from 5 until 9 tonight. Preakness weekend starts tomorrow, and we are getting prepared for all of this year has to offer, including all of the festivities taking place at Pimlico. Olivia Dance joins us from Pimlico with a closer look at the excitement. Olivia.
I'm sitting in the grandstands here at Pimlico, and check this out. Look how close I am to the racetrack. This is about as close as you can get other than actually being on the track. Really a front row seat to all of the horses' workouts all day long. Now, there are 8 horses competing in this year's Preakness Stakes. Let's go ahead and pull up some video of those horses now. They are absolutely beautiful. National Treasure was the first horse to get to Pimlico on Saturday, and then on Sunday, Blazing Sevens got here, as well as Mage, who is the Kentucky Derby winner, and of course a huge favorite. And Mage was also out here on the track earlier doing some morning workouts. Now, we spoke with one of Mage's owners who tells me he is confident that Mage will do well on Saturday.
I'm 100% confident. Yeah. I mean, the weather concerns me. You know, the chance of rain. He's never run on a wet track. He did get to train a little bit on it at Churchill Downs over the last week or so before he shipped here. So he's been on a wet surface, but not in a race.
Mage is the only horse running in Preakness that was also in the Kentucky Derby. The other horses racing include Chase the Chaos, Coffee with Chris, Red Route 1, Perform, First Mission, Blazing Sevens, and National Treasure. Now, all the horses have arrived here at Pimlico, and people have been stopping by the grandstands all day to watch the horses work out. You could tell that everyone is just so excited for the big weekend ahead. But for now, reporting at Pimlico, I'm Olivia Dance, Fox 45 News.
Oh, it's a good time. The Masked Singer reveals its winner as the final masks come off. We're going to show you the big reveal coming up. And Uber is making changes. Teens will now be able to take rides without an adult. How parents will be able to monitor the rides coming up. And a new report finds black taxpayers are audited at far higher rates than white taxpayers. Coming up, how the agency is responding.
And we're getting ready for a gorgeous afternoon as temperatures reach the upper 60s and low 70s. We have warmer weather coming this weekend, but also a little rain. I'll let you know the timing of the rain and impacts to Preakness weekend in my full forecast.
Fox 45 News, winner of 17 2022 Regional Emmy Awards, more than all other Baltimore news stations combined.
(11:09) now, and taking a look at your social stream, the head of the IRS says he is deeply concerned black taxpayers are audited at significantly higher rates than other taxpayers. Researchers with the Treasury Department and Stanford University discovered the discrepancy. They found black taxpayers are audited at least 3 times the rate of non-black taxpayers. In a letter to senators, IRS Commissioner Daniel Warfel said his agency confirmed the findings. The disparity exists among different tax brackets, but it is most significant with people who claim the Earned Income Tax Credit. That is a refund designed to assist low to moderate income workers. Reaction on social media. So we're mad that they admitted they audit a certain racial group more, but not mad when they admit they don't audit rich people? Another person, example of systemic racism for those who say it does not exist. Drug shortages in the U.S. are nearing record high levels. Thousands of patients have been facing delays in getting medications for life-threatening illnesses. The shortage is also leaving hospitals searching for supplies for surgeries. The reasons for the shortage have been cited as consolidation in buyers for the majority of generic drug purchases, as well as generic drug companies not being able to get contracts for medications, which forces them to stop making them. Here's the reaction on social media. How is this happening in a nation where most of the biggest pharmaceutical companies reside? Another person, we just need more price controls. For the first time, Uber is letting young teens ride in cars alone. Up until now, those under 18 weren't allowed to be in a car without an adult. But the company says it is rolling out a new teen account feature. It allows those between the ages of 13 and 17 to hail rides and be in the car on their own. Parents and guardians can monitor them remotely through the app. Now, one person is saying, I hope your drivers are carefully selected. Very good point. Another one saying, teens in NYC have been using Ubers for years. Well, more reason to take a nap. Coming up, how a new study shows it could help you be more creative. And changing religions. We'll look at the changes a growing number of adults are making when it comes to their faith. And coming up later today at noon, it's Karamo. Then at 1, it's Sherry, followed by Hot Bench at 2. 11:12 now on Fox 45 News Midday. (11:13 now. We are back with a live look over Towson. We started out in the 40s this morning, and while things are warming up, we still won't climb out of the 60s. Coming up, when we will see temperatures in the 80s. The Idaho mother who was just convicted of murdering her 2 children and a romantic rival is facing new charges, this time in Arizona. Lori Daybell is now accused of plotting to kill her niece's ex-husband. She's also facing charges in a separate murder-for-hire case, accused of plotting to kill her 4th husband. And last week, a jury found her guilty of killing her 2 children and conspiring to kill her 5th husband's ex-wife. The man who drove a U-Haul truck onto a New York City bike path, killing 8 people in an attack for ISIS, is formally sentenced to life in prison. He was sentenced to 10 life sentences. and the judge tacked on an extra 260 years. Prosecutors say it will set an example for other standards. A jury found Nauman Hussein hired the limo driver despite knowing he didn't have the proper license to drive the stretch limo. He now faces up to 15 years behind bars when he is sentenced later this month. A growing number of Americans are switching religions. That is according to a new poll by the Public Religion Research Institute. Last year, about 1 in 4 Americans said they had changed religions over their lifetime. That is a jump from 16% in 2021. Now, reasons for switching varied. 56% said they stopped believing in their religion's teachings. 30% said it was because their prior religion was anti-LGBTQ. And 29% said the family was never really all that religious growing up. Pope Francis poses for a selfie with a group of Catholics representing the LGBTQ+ community. Members of the Mosaico group say they hope for more unity between their community and the Catholic Church. The group was at the Vatican marking International Day Against Homophobia, Biphobia, and Transphobia. The federal government is asking Baltimore to take more steps to protect drinking water. Coming up later today at 4, a look at the report stemming from the city's E. coli response. A leading trauma surgeon in Baltimore is speaking out amid a rise in young people being involved in crime and violence. At 5, we continue our conversation with Dr. Thomas Scalia from Shock Trauma. And should lawmakers return to Annapolis to address the youth violence we're seeing around the state? At 6, we question Governor Wes Moore. You can get Fox 45 News in a flash to your Amazon Alexa or Echo. We now deliver your local headlines and forecasts in less than 2 minutes. If you have an Amazon device, tell it to enable Fox 45 Baltimore. 11:17 and now to today's talking point. Taking a short nap may be the key to boosting your creativity. That is according to a new study. Researchers from Harvard and MIT say the human mind is ripe for creativity in the earliest stages of sleep. In a study, people were told to think about a tree. Half were then allowed to take an hour nap, while the others had to stay awake. After the hour, everyone was asked to write a story using the word tree. Researchers say those who napped wrote more creative stories than those who stayed awake. Mark Clark with Be More Lifestyle is here now. I don't nap. I'm not as much as I would like to.
You just got to be careful. Yesterday, this might be about me. Went home yesterday, took a nap. I woke up around 6 o'clock thinking it was the next day. So I then contacted management and let them know I'm running late because of a family issue. I'll be there by 7. And then I went upstairs and the whole family's watching television. I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Well, so that's when a nap backfires. That was a good nap.
That was a good.
That's the kind of nap where you wake up and you have the line prints all on the side of your face.
Right, because it was in the basement. I was in the basement. I was going to the bathroom, heading to the restroom. I stopped by a little room and then fell asleep in like a room I never used. I mean, I thought it was the next day.
That is hilarious. But you were creative when you woke up because you called management with
with a lie. So there you go. So the creativity, it does work.
All right. I don't know if I would have admitted that.
Was that too much information? Okay.
A little bit. You're still working here. Management lets you stay.
Wait a minute. They want to meet with me, Patrice. I got to go.
Okay. We're going to move on to Jasmine. And we're going to pray for you. Well, it is a nice, cool start to the Thursday, and it's not going to warm up all that much, but it is still much nicer than some other areas. Let's get over to meteorologist Jasmine Lomax. She's got the worst weather in America.
Yeah, Patrice, we are heading to Minnesota for the worst weather. This photo is a little bit smoky, and you can see that in the background. Really, you can't see too much in the distance because of all that smoke. Not only that, but parts of Minnesota today have a front coming their way, and that's going to lead to rain. For them, we are on the drier side, but it's that same system that's going to be our next weather maker coming this weekend, leading to our chance of rain. Right now, we're nice and dry, and we stay that way over the next couple days, so enjoy the dry weather. 58 for the current temperature with plenty of sunshine over Baltimore. We've got numbers mainly in the 50s across the state. We'll have plenty of sunshine and really a great forecast as we head into the afternoon. If you're heading to see the Orioles take on the Angels, temperatures will start off around 66 for first pitch. Then numbers gradually rise to the upper 60s and the low 70s for the rest of the game. Temperatures this afternoon will be a couple degrees below average, but we've got dry weather and sunshine, all thanks to high pressure. Once this leaves our area, more clouds return, and then we've got the rain that follows on Saturday. Just to break down the timing, this afternoon we stay nice and dry. We'll have a few clouds move in overnight, but we're off to a dry start tomorrow. Temperatures will be in the 50s. We'll have a mix of sunshine and clouds, a gorgeous afternoon as temperatures reach the 70s, and then another dry start to the day on Saturday. This is going to change by the afternoon as we get ready for our next weather maker. Around 1, 2 o'clock, you could be dodging some showers. The rain becomes a little more consistent as we head into the late afternoon and early evening. This is all because of our next cold front, which will move across the region on Saturday. If you have any plans for Preakness, you may want to keep the rain gear handy. Rain will gradually taper as we head into Sunday night or Saturday night into Sunday morning. Then we're back to dry weather by Sunday after daybreak. So rain chances really just Saturday. That's when we're talking the chance for a few spotty showers for the afternoon and evening. Then we stay mostly dry as we head into next week. Temperatures this afternoon reach 70. It will be a little cooler than average, but tomorrow expect higher temperatures for Black-Eyed Susan Day, 74 with a mix of sunshine and clouds, and then we're talking the mid-70s as we head into Saturday for Preakness. So if you have any plans then, the rain gear is what you will want. We start with dry weather, the 60s, then reaching the 70s with showers for the afternoon. This could have an impact on some of your plans, but we're back to nice and dry weather and high temperatures around 80 on Sunday. Upper 70s on Monday, then 70s and 80s for the rest of the work week. Back to you.
Thank you, Jasmine. Still ahead, banning TikTok. One state has actually done it. How the social media app is responding. And a warning about app privacy. A fertility tracking app is accused of leaking data. The fine it is now having to pay. And a big night of TV tonight. First at 8, it's Alert. Then at 9, it's back-to-back episodes of Animal Control. And then keep watching for Fox 45 News at 10 and the late edition at 11. 11:22 now on Fox 45 News Midday. 11:25. Don't miss this. Montana is the first state in the nation to officially ban TikTok. The law bans downloads of the app, fining the App Store company for any time someone is offered the ability to access the platform or download the app. Now, users would not be penalized. Critics call it government overreach, and residents, they say that they can just use a VPN to bypass the ban. TikTok has vowed to fight back against it. TikTok has already been banned for use on federally owned devices as well as state-owned devices in several states across the country, including Maryland. The company behind a popular fertility app is being fined $200,000 for leaking patient data. The app, known as Preakness, shared users' personal health information for years without their consent. That includes sharing data with Google and two companies based in China. Target says shoppers are cutting back on non-essential items. The change in shopping habits is meaning that sales growths have stalled. Target is now reporting smaller profits. Purdue is getting into the business of beer. It is releasing a new beer specifically for those who want to cook beer can chicken. That's when you stick an open can into an upright bird for indirect grilling. Now, it's supposed to keep the meat moist and add flavor. The new beer is a honey double citrus summer ale brewed with additional seasonings like rosemary and thyme. And it's not just for cooking. The company says it is also drinkable. Not sure about that. Well, it's time now for your lunch break. The Oscar Mayer Wienermobile is getting a makeover. For the first time ever, the company is changing the name of the iconic 27-foot hot dog on wheels. After nearly 100 years, it will now be known as the Frankmobile. 6 Frankmobiles are hitting the road this week. It's also going to be, it's always going to be the Wienermobile. That's all we have for Fox 45 News Midday. Be More Lifestyle is up next. They can't change that on us, Mark. Mark Clark back to tell us what they're working on.
All right, Patrice. So again, so hang around. Be More Lifestyle is coming up next.
You're watching Fox 45 in Baltimore. Now live from TV Hill, this is Be More Lifestyle.
And what's up, Baltimore? I'm Mark Clark, and this is Be More Lifestyle live from Studio A at Fox Baltimore. Lady T is here, along with meteorologist Jasmine Lomax. We're joined by Kramer and Jess from Mix 106.5. Good morning, everybody.
Hi.
Morning.
What's up, fam?
Well, let me tell you right now. The wait is finally over. The winner of the Season 9 Golden Mask Trophy is revealed. Nats Bishop Briggs. Oh. Bishop Briggs, a.k.a. Medusa, is the Masked Singer Season 9 winner. She says she's enjoyed trying out different performance styles and found inspiration from her Medusa costume. We also saw the unmasking of the runner-up. The macaw was David Archuleta. Remember him? You guys remember David Archuleta?
Yeah, there.
Yes.
I do.
You know, Lady T, you don't remember?
No, Mark, I don't.
I don't remember. Now, the first young lady, her original name was Sarah McLaughlin. But she changed it.
Okay, now I know. Stop it.
No,
okay.
not the 55-year-old Sarah McLaughlin. She's the 30-year-old Sarah McLaughlin.
Oh, okay.
Okay. She's the winner.
It's giving no. I'm sorry. I can't even help.
Well,
I want to help, but you know what? Okay, I did know the Medusa mask was going to win because from jump, everybody had been hyping up the Medusa mask. I already knew she was going to win. I didn't know who it was, though.
What makes you, so now that show, it's not based on singing or anything now. What's it based on now?
Because we don't know any of these stars who were on under these masks. We don't know any of these celebs, y'all. I'm very underwhelmed by this season of Masked Singer, and I really hope next season they come back a little stronger.
You're in the minority because the ratings are through the roof.
That's what I heard.
And you can catch it right here.
Yeah, you catch it right here. Well, it's over now. It's the finale.
If you're looking for love, look out for this new dating trend therapists are calling cruel. It's called delicate dumping. It's the idea that you dump someone delicately because it's causing confusion. Instead of being clear and direct, people are slowly backing away from the relationship without having a breakup conversation. Therapists call it childish and say you should be direct and honest with your partner. So, you know, like if me and Jasmine are dating, you don't hear from me, and then I'm like, you call me, and I'm like, hey, Jasmine, how you doing?
Okay. And this is
it's
what
over.
Calling? What you using? Using a little turn phone? Operator, can you call Jasmine Lomax?
You guys don't call each other until after. You're right. That's
we
true.
use cell phones now, Mark. What you talking about?
Lady T, you're out in these streets. Tell us the delicate.
Wait a minute.
I'm just saying, you're single.
You out there.
Don't be putting me out here.
You're out here dating.
Lady T's Kramer's in these streets.
Well, I'm just saying. Well,
okay.
Well,
I've done it. Yeah.
Is.
I'm sorry, Kramer. We're not including you in our conversation.
Yeah, no, hey, I'm just watching the show today. This has been really entertaining.
I love it.
What do you guys think about this?
Here's the thing. Dating is so gray now. Does anyone ever know if they're in a relationship or not? Do you ever know?
So,
when you're in one crowd?
No.
And we know Jess is in one because she got a ring on her finger. So yes.
Okay. But see, I don't like that because you're giving you're about the delicate dumping, the quiet quitting. Like, it's just communicate. If you don't want to talk to somebody, then tell them. There's no need to
That's not the advice that these people are giving me. They keep telling me if you want to dump somebody, you just have to block them on everything and just back up. It's a clean cut. You got to do a clean cut and get rid of them. That's how you do it.
Jess, you're saying Kramer is guilty of the delicate dump. It sounds like.
We all know Kramer's guilty of that. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know where it starts. I don't know where it ends. I just never know what side.
I don't like this.
Kramer's I don't know whether I should circle back to this one or go to a new one.
We want you to tell it at home. Have you been the victim of a new trend known as the delicate dump? Vote on our website, foxbaltimore.com/vote. And you know how we do it. When we get to the website, make sure you click on the lifestyle tab. You can also vote on our news, FOX45 News app. And at the end of the show, we'll see what you're talking about, okay? Well, it may be Thursday, but we're talking about Taco Tuesday. Taco Bell is asking federal regulators to liberate Taco Tuesday from a long-standing trademark. Taco Tuesday's a relatively small chain restaurant based in Wyoming. They hold the trademark, but Taco Bell says the popular phrase is being held hostage. In a legal filing, Taco Bell goes so far as to say restricting the phrase violates an American idea of pursuit of happiness. The company argues depriving anyone from saying Taco Tuesday is like depriving the world of sunshine. Okay, easy, Taco Bell.
I agree with that. I agree. Somebody needs to sue them for trying to sue Taco Bell.
So this small business had a great idea and they get it stolen. What do you think, Jess?
I think it's messed up. It's like telling people that they can't say brunch, right? Like you can't own brunch, you can't own Taco Tuesday. It's just messed up. You are not the only place in the planet that's making
It's
tacos.
like saying don't put guacamole on my taco. That's what it felt like.
You guys
and I took it
the same
personal.
thing about...
I feel hurt. I took it personal just now when you said it. So it's like a curse word. Don't curse at me and tell me not to use Taco Tuesday. Well, no, that's not the same thing.
It's not the same.
It's not the same as a Super Bowl.
Kramer and Jess, thank you as always. Back to your high-rated radio show. We'll see you later in the show, and also we'll see you later in the show.
Yeah, I'm spilling tea, baby.
Thank you. Still ahead, do you wake up with joint pain? Coming up, we'll talk about easy treatments for common joint conditions. But first, enjoy your favorite fast foods at home. We'll show you the new kitchen tool that'll help you make healthier versions of your favorite fried foods, maybe even tacos. Coming up.
You're watching Be More Lifestyle.
And if you're tired of spending a fortune on food at the drive-thru, make your favorites at home. Genevieve Gorder is here with a special piece of kitchenware that'll help your fried food favorites without the guilt or expense. Here she is with America's Steals and Deals.
The following segment is sponsored by Knocking.
Everybody, I've got something to show you today that you're all very familiar with, but there's an extra twist. Now, we all love a good air fryer. It's quick. We avoid the oil, the calories, seriously, like 70% less calories. But as a designer, and I'm sure a lot of you share this with me, I think they're bulky, they're not so cute, and they take up way too much space on the counter. Okay, my rant is over. Needless to say, when the air roll showed up in the mail, I was doing a little dance. Let me tell you about this solution-based product that is going to solve all your bulky air fryer issues. It's called the Air Whirl Crisper, and it can turn any pan into an air fryer. So you just place this lid on any pan that you already have, and your food will be air fried in a fraction of the time. I used it the same day it arrived. Put the lid on, press the button, done. And then you're winning because you can put it all away in the drawer. The Air Whirl is so easy to use, battery operated. You can store it without any of those tangled wires. And the thermometer is right here in the front of the lid. So you always know what temperature you are cooking at, just like you would on any traditional air fryer. Right now on ASA Deals, we are offering an exclusive 33% off the Air Whirl Crisper. You guys take advantage of this deal because they're not going to last long. Go to asadeals.com.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by the Centers for Advanced Orthopedics.
We're pleased to welcome Dr. Beatrice Grassu from Ortho Maryland, part of the Centers for Advanced Orthopedics, a team with more than 400 providers in over 60 convenient locations. Dr. Grassu, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Great. So tell us, what are the common causes of pain in the wrist and hand?
Well, I would say it depends on the age of the patient and kind of the story behind them. So in a younger patient, we normally think it's trauma, maybe related to athletics and sports. In an older patient, I certainly think about arthritis, maybe some tendonitis, overuse from our technology, computers, things like that.
Talk to us about carpal tunnel, the causes, why we get it.
Yeah, that's a really common thing that I see in the office. And typically, it presents with numbness and tingling in the hand. Patients will say that they're waking up at night shaking out their hand, and they may have thought, oh, I just slept on my hand funny. But when it happens night after night, day after day, I worry that it's more pathologic and that it is carpal tunnel. It's a pinched nerve here in the hand where there's a band of tissue that thickens and squeezes down on the nerve that results in numbness and tingling in the fingers, causing people, like I said, to shake it out. It can be associated with pain, but typically it's numbness and tingling.
Now, is it reversible, and will you need surgery?
If you catch it early enough, then we normally brace patients. We have them sleep at night with a brace stabilizing their hand to offset that strain, that thickening, that irritation on the nerve. If it's been going on for months and months or years and years and the brace is just not cutting it, then we talk about more invasive options, which is typically surgery.
Talk to us about tennis elbow.
One of my favorite conditions, being a tennis player, but it often doesn't actually happen in tennis players. It happens perhaps from overuse, constantly lifting your groceries, maybe again how you're positioned at the computer and the position of your hands. That happens and causes pain over the elbow, that it feels like it's deep in the bone, and that every time someone is going to grab something as light as their coffee mug or brush their teeth, they have this exquisite elbow pain that can radiate into their forearm. Again, it's something that I typically manage non-operatively first, and invasive treatment is absolutely a last resort.
So for adults, what are the most common fractures and hand conditions you see?
So, especially in the wintertime, we worry about icy conditions and slipping and falling and breaking your wrist. Of course, we can't help it. When we're going down, we put out our hands to protect our face or try to avoid, further injuries. So I'd say distal radius, that's this bone here, kind of along the thumb, is the most common fracture that I see. And then also, I'll see different finger fractures. It's kind of the beauty of hand surgery is that there's so many different bones and tendons and things that can go wrong. And of course, with a fall, we worry that any of those things can be broken.
Thank you, Dr. Grassu, for helping our hands stay pain-free while doing the activities we love. To learn more or schedule an appointment, visit orthomaryland.net. Still ahead, Beyonce is working on a new project and a paparazzi chase involving Prince Harry and wife Meghan. Lady T has the scary details as she spills all that tea next. And it's time to spill this tea. Lady T is here with the hot tea.
Hey, y'all. All right, fellow tea sippers, listen up. Here's the tea. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were chased by the paparazzi. So the intense car chase in New York was on FDR Drive. So the couple were in an SUV, and they were trying to shake the paparazzi. The chase lasted like 2 hours, y'all. Harry's team called it a near catastrophic event. Earlier that night, Meghan received an award in the ceremony. Harry and Meghan's mom were in attendance at the event. Now, after leaving the ceremony, the chase was on, y'all. Earlier that day, a man was also arrested for allegedly stalking Harry and Meghan at their California home. So he was a 29-year-old man. He was seen lurking around their mansion. This is suspect. This whole thing, it all seems connected, though. So anyway, there's major security issues for the couple there. But Mark, I don't like it because it's giving me Princess Diana flashbacks. Like, I feel like they need to hire SWAT. It's so unnecessary. I know they feel like they're not safe, even though they moved from where they were before. I mean,
what's the chasing part? I don't understand. What are you running from?
Right. What is going on?
Stop chasing and just go park at the police office. I mean, I don't understand what the chase thing is about.
They chased them down. They chased them down. It's something.
2 hours.
I think it's all connected, though. Something's up because somebody was already lurking at their property earlier.
What are you rolling in 2 hours, though?
They went to 2 hours. I ain't got that much gas for 2 hours, also. So I don't know how that lasted that long.
What happened?
Okay, I'll have more tea on that next time. Don't worry, Mark. All right, up next, you guys, let's talk Beyonce, the Queen Bee, darling. Yeah. All right, so the Queen Bee has the beehive buzzing. She shared a photo on Tuesday to discuss her hair journey, and she says that she has an exciting project coming very, very soon. So you see her in the first photo with a curling iron, spray bottles, hair products. She's like sitting in front of a large vanity. And then you see Blue Ivy getting her hair done too. Okay, so basically the description said her first job was at her mom's salon. She said she was sweeping up hair at the shop. So is it a hair or bundles deal? They believe it's some kind of, I don't know, some kind of hair deal. Or there were some products, we don't know. Shampoo, conditioner, anyway. I don't even know if we'll be able to afford it, to be honest. That's the real question, Mark.
Well, Beyonce has a new bumper curl set she's going to release.
Do you think she's going to release it? But no. What if she releases, like, hair? Like, I would be on that. $500 hair from Beyonce, it'd probably be $1,000. So
Lady T, you didn't give me that bumper curls. That was a pretty funny one.
No, because we don't do bumper curls. You know how many that's childhood trauma for most of us women, okay? That bumper curl in the front of them bangs.
If you don't know what it is, don't worry about it. Lady T,
I hate it. Okay, up next, because the sea keeps pouring. All right, so Martha Stewart is the talk of the town, y'all. She graces the cover of Sports Illustrated wearing a swimsuit. Look at her at 81 years old, y'all. And she's comfortable in her own skin. So critics say it was too photoshopped, and they felt like it was a little too over retouched. Now, she denies having any work done. That's right. Martha says she hates Botox, y'all. She praised her shoot for not having too much, like, airbrushing. And she said they are incredibly accurate photos, y'all. But Martha doesn't seem to be too worried about the naysayers. I can't believe she's 81. Look, prison time does the body good, Mark. We got to step our game up, obviously.
Well, my neighbor, Mr. Charlie, he's 81. He wants to be on a swimsuit issue, too. He got his thong. He's ready. He has
a thong. Is it green? Is it neon? Is it green? And then he can get on the cover.
Mr. Charlie said he's 82.
He's on his way. He's on his way. All right, y'all. That's it for the tea for today. Thank you so much, Mark. Now, y'all know what to do at home. Y'all got to go sip on all that tea.
And now it's time for Friday Eve, and Mother of Nature is giving us a beautiful weather. Let's check in with meteorologist Jasmine Lomax. What's up, Jasmine?
Thanks, Mark. We are heading just to Virginia, looking over the Blue Ridge Mountains. This is from this morning in an absolutely beautiful photo. As you take a look at the horizon, you can see all of those beautiful colors from this morning's sunrise. You've got the dusty pink and the purples all mixing in with the beautiful blue sky. So lots of sunshine there, lots of sunshine here. We both have high pressure keeping us nice and dry. So overall around the region, really nice weather as we move forward. Here, we're still nice and dry, very comfortable. We've got our temperatures currently around 58. Plenty of sunshine over Baltimore. Temperatures across the rest of the state, mainly in the 50s. Then as you head into the afternoon, we go from the mid-60s around first pitch for the Orioles game against the Angels to the 70s by the 5th and 9th innings. So great weather if you're heading to that. Really, the next couple days stay nice and dry thanks to high pressure over the region. Notice there's not much happening even as we look west. Dry weather lasts us into the day tomorrow before our next weather maker arrives. Notice as we head into the afternoon, we're still staying nice and sunny with highs reaching the upper 60s and low 70s. Then as we head into Friday, we start off dry with temperatures in the 50s. We'll wake up to more clouds, but expect a little more sunshine by the afternoon and again dry weather. Saturday morning starts off dry, but this changes by the afternoon as we get ready for the next weather maker. That will lead to showers and it could have impacts on your plans for Preakness. So again, 70 today, mid-70s for Friday, upper 70s with showers on Saturday, 80 degrees on Sunday, then the 70s and the 80s next week. Back to you.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by the K-Sal Empire.
And our next guest is helping elevate the artistic voices of youth dancers in the area. Joining us now is K-Sal, owner and founder of the K-Sal Empire. K-Sal, welcome to the show. How are you?
I am fine, and yourself?
Awesome. So tell us, what is the K-Sal Empire?
Okay, well, the K-Sal Empire is an organization. I am the owner and CEO of a 501c3, which includes our daycare called God's Little Angels.
I love it.
GLA Academy, School of Excellence. And we also have a wonderful dance team called Triple Threat Elite, and they're the #1 dance competition team in the DMV.
That's what I'm talking about. So, okay, tell us about yourself. Who is K-Sal?
Oh, well, K-Sal, I'm born and raised Baltimore.
Okay.
My mom is Alvita Caesar, who is an artist. She's Shirley Caesar's sister. So I grew up with, you know, the gospel background. And my dad was the first black business owner on Greenmount Avenue. And between the two, you know, I got kind of the artistic piece as well as, you know, the entrepreneur piece.
That's a great combination. So talk to us about the K-Sal show. What is that?
Oh, the K-Sal show is a comedy show. It is a lot of skits that we do, as well as we showcase artists, entrepreneurs, business owners, and show people. Well, we showcase people who are building an empire in Baltimore.
Okay, yes. And so how do you fund all these amazing things that come on? You know, is it the fundraisers? Are there?
Yes, we do all of those things. Well, the dance studio, Triple Threat Elite. Like I said, we're the #1 dance competition team, and I do have to say hi to my students. So
please do.
Hello to all of GLA Academy, School of Excellence, God's Little Angels, all of Triple Threat, but all of the students, we have maybe altogether about 300 students. And my goal was to become a school of the arts, but we started with making sure the kids get educated first, and then we added the art piece in. So now they dance and they do all kinds of wonderful things, as well as sing. They've gone on tour, things like that. So
I love it. You know, I think the kids get a bad rap these days. You obviously work with a lot of young people.
Yes.
What's the key to success with them, and how have you been so successful?
Well, we are a Christian-based organization. So not only do we teach them about, you know, loving themselves, loving God, giving them a good education, but, you know, we just give them a lot of love, meet them where they are, and try to build from there.
I love it. So if someone wants to join or follow you, how do they get in touch?
Well, you can follow me on The Real K-Sal. If you needed to call or wanted to be a part of our program, you can dial 410-866-0018.
K-Sal, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Continue the great work, okay?
God bless.
K-Sal joining us on Be More Lifestyle. A new dating trend being called cruel and manipulative will tell you why so many are against the new trend known as delicate dumping. That's coming up.